Hi, I'm Claire. Welcome to FYI NewsByte. Here's what we found for your information this lunchtime.
A miracle implant has made a man walk again. US man Rob Summers is the world's first patient to stand using a new therapy that could fundamentally change the treatment of paralysis. In a breakthrough procedure, electrodes were placed next to the 25-year-old's spinal cord. This also gave him voluntary control of his hips, knees, ankles and toes.
I stood, independently stood, after not having moved anything for 4 years. And I stood.
The findings, published in the medical journal The Lancet, challenge conventional thinking that signals from the brain are needed for walking.
What we've really discovered is that the neurons in the spinal cord, the nerves in the spinal cord, can do all the same things as the nerves in the brain.
Researchers say the technique needs to be tested on more paraplegic patients to confirm that it works. Between a rock and a monarch, the Rock of Cashel in Tipperary was the first port of call on the final day of Queen Elizabeth's state visit. The Queen and Prince Philip have been given a tour of the medieval landmark. Next stop is the Coolmore Stud before she and the Duke of Edinburgh travel to Cork. Their historic trip is due to end at 10 to 4 this evening when the Royal Jet departs from Cork Airport. Preparations are underway for a state funeral. The funeral mass of Dr. Garrett Fitzgerald is taking place on Sunday. Members of the public will be able to file past the coffin of the former Taoiseach as his body lies in repose in the Mansion House tomorrow. His remains will be taken to the Sacred Heart Church in Donnybrook on Saturday night, where on Sunday a funeral mass takes place. Dr. Fitzgerald will be buried in Shangana Cemetery. Turkey's been rocked by a quake. The 5.2 magnitude tremor was centred in the western town of Simav, where it shattered windows and damaged buildings. 2 people were killed and around 24 more injured, mostly hurt from broken glass or after jumping off balconies. The quake was followed by more than 50 aftershocks. There's warnings of more in the coming days. Great balls of fire. This is what happens when an oil factory goes up in flames. Fire crews attending the blaze in Melbourne, Australia were confronted by a huge wall of fire as about 500,000 litres of motor oil burned. It's believed the blaze started in an office and spread.
Once it's got into the factory, mineral oil is exploded. We've seen huge fireballs come up overnight, come up as a result of the fire that erupted into the sky.
Walking in the air, 2 astronauts from the Space Shuttle Endeavour have taken a trip outside the International Space Station. Drew Fustel and Gregory Shamatov headed off on their 6.5-hour spacewalk this morning as Endeavour and the station floated over the Philippines. For one of the astronauts, it's their first spacewalk ever. They'll take the leap into space 4 more times during Endeavour's final mission.
FYI is interactive, from your opinions to news you think we should be covering. We want to hear it all.
FYI is available to you 24/7 online for all the information you need to know. Simply log on to tv3.ie/3e/FYI. Here you'll find the latest stories, video catch-ups, comments and the FYI blog. We're also available to you on Twitter and Facebook. Just log on to the website and hit the social networking shortcuts.
Time now for a look at the funniest clips on the web. Here's our top 5.
At number 5, towing fail, but it was a flipping good try. At number 4, car show off, fail. At number 3, lamb me your ear and I'll tell you a sheepish. At number 2, what goes up must come down, but by the look on this guy's face, we think it was a premature demolition. Oops-a-daisy. And number 1 today, another exercise ball stunt goes smashingly wrong.
Let's go!
Tune into FYI later for the newest downloads. We'll have more on the top stories, plus catch up on today's tech news with Cassie, and Paul will be here with sport. We'll see you back here at 6, right here on 3E.